Good evening, I'm Kayla Buchanan and welcome to Around the Region. Coming up on tonight's show, we have some holiday safety tips that you're going to want to hear. As well, local students right here in the border city get a very, very special visit, and tons of turkeys invade the Salvation Army. Now here on the show, we get the chance to meet a lot of amazing young people who are doing amazing things in our communities, going above and beyond their schoolwork and their sports and their extracurricular activities to do some good. And in this case, they're doing some good for the entire province of Alberta. Take a look. Gianna Marin is a spokesperson for the Flavor Gone campaign, which hopes to have flavored tobacco products, including cigars, menthol cigarettes, and flavored spit tobacco, banned for good.
My mother was involved with the campaign, and then I decided that I wanted to be involved myself because the issue is important to me, and I kind of just got thrown into this role.
Laura Lee Marin is the Community Engagement Coordinator for the Canadian Cancer Society in Lloydminster and works closely with the group.
There will always be, people trying it or youth trying a little bit of the tobacco products. The goal for us is to really just reduce that use and help them not use it long term. So it's an addiction. Once they start using it, it's really hard for them to quit. So we really want to encourage them not to start. So that's why the ban on flavored tobacco products is so significant.
According to the Lung Association of Alberta and the Northwest Territories, a survey taken earlier this year of 3,489 Alberta junior high school students showed that 2/3 of them are choosing flavored tobacco products.
In my community and school, I have seen an increase in youth tobacco use, and I've seen the way it can affect families and individuals. In your school life, there really isn't much actually for not smoking from adults. They don't really tell you that. So the increase is because once one person starts doing it, other people see them doing it and they want to join in.
Well, teenagers first of all think that it's less harmful. And it's more attractive, it's easier for them to use. It doesn't have the same harshness as regular tobacco products. So if you're smoking a Choco Mint or a strawberry cigarillo, it's not as harsh on you. It doesn't feel as harsh as a regular tobacco product. So that's kind of the hook. And once they get you using the flavored tobacco products, then kids tend to graduate to the more mainstream products. They're actually the same, and maybe slightly more. So the number of grams of tar per product is a little bit higher in the flavored tobacco products. And menthol, people actually think that it's more medicinal, so they think that those products are less harmful, but it's very misleading because it actually causes your airways to dilate more and you can absorb more nicotine. So the tobacco company uses it for that purpose. It's not to, it makes it less harsh and it helps with nicotine absorption.
And here at home, the growing trend of youth tobacco users is disturbing.
In our region, we went into a midget hockey dressing room and asked for the empty spit tins that they had in their bag. Very shocking. I came out with a shoebox of 42 tins, and 37 of them were flavored spit tobacco. So that shows us how much those young kids, 15 to 17-year-olds, are using spit tobacco, but how significant the flavored spit tobacco is. Last year in Alberta, we sold 127,490 kilograms of spit tobacco. That's more than Manitoba, Saskatchewan, BC, and the territories combined by about 20,000, just over. Just in Alberta, 127,490 kilograms. So it's shocking, and we're going to release that data during National Non-Smoking Week in January.
So why does tobacco use seem to be the norm for so many young people in Alberta?
Well, our kids tend to make a little bit more money, so it's more affordable for them. So in Alberta, a youth only needs to work about 30 minutes to be able to buy a package of cigarettes. And that's, 40 to an hour minutes compared to other provinces, or 60 minutes. So kids can afford it more easily, and it's more accepted in our culture. So a couple of things: if we had a tax increase, that would reduce the number of kids that were smoking. And if we restrict the sale of flavored tobacco products, that will reduce the number of kids that start smoking as well.
And the fight against flavored tobacco reached an important milestone last week when Bill 206, the Tobacco Reduction Amendment Act, received its first reading in the Alberta Legislative Assembly, thanks to MLA Richard Starkey.
I think that's awesome. I'm so excited that it's finally getting up there.
Well, it was a great day for us to celebrate for a couple of reasons. So first of all, it was received first reading, and there was no MLAs that voted against it. So that was very positive, and it shows us that the Alberta support that we have from regular Albertans right now and from our youth is actually getting to the MLAs, and they're going, yes, this is something we need to do to protect the health of the future of our youth.
It makes me very proud of this issue, and I really hope the government decides to pass this law because Albertans deserve it.
Well, it's been on the agenda for a few years. Because the federal government had actually banned the sale of flavored tobacco, and the day that ban came into effect, they had specified the product, and so the day the ban came into effect, the tobacco companies released new products that didn't meet the same grams specified in the legislation, and so we never really got the ban as intended. So the spirit of the legislation was never followed by the tobacco industry. So since that date, in about 2008, we've been having it on the agenda, but it was this last winter. So almost a year ago that we started to work on it, and the kids in Lloydminster started to say, this is a big issue for us in our community.
I'd say youth are not at an age where they can make the decision like this for their health, and if they ban it, then it will help take away the opportunity to start. I will probably give him a phone call to congratulate him on getting that done, and next to the campaign is to be announced.
Now, we're going to have to wait for the spring session to see what the MLAs will decide with Bill 206, but of course, here at ATR, we wish those guys all the best of luck. And coming up after the break, we have some holiday safety tips you don't want to miss.